Bread. We were going to talk about making bread, and we talked about, of course, it's very nostalgic, the smell of bread and everything else. But I'll let you. You mentioned something when I said bread earlier. What was it?
Well, homemade bread and baker's fog.
Never heard of it.
I can't believe you never heard of
Nope, never heard the words.
Well, my people are from Island Cove and Brian's Cove, Upper Island Cove and Brian's Cove, and I don't know if it's baker's fog is just a Brian's Cove, Island Cove thing. Maybe you can tell us. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the term baker's fog, but baker's fog basically means not homemade bread. So bread you'd buy from a baker. And nothing against bakers out there that are making lovely bread, but my mother's homemade bread is the best. I had it this morning.
They sent me a picture of it with the beans and everything else with the sun shining on it.
Yeah,
beauty.
It was good stuff. But my wife is gone to St. John's for the day, so I was able to make breakfast. So I actually had.
You didn't have to shake.
I shouldn't be telling them on
no,
camera.
You shouldn't. No, you shouldn't be. No.
So the
now she's watching. They might not watch.
She won't.
Our women won't watch.
No. My mother makes wicked homemade bread, so I asked her a couple of years ago to show me how to make bread. Now I've seen her make it 100 times, but I never really paid attention. So she gave me the address. She gave me the recipe, and she told me what I should do. And
she told you to do it in the kitchen as opposed to out in the living room.
Yeah,
make
that's
it in the kitchen.
Don't make it in the shade. So I took the recipe and I tried to make the bread and I made it, and you know what, it was okay. So I tried it and it tasted like Mom's bread, pretty close. I gave a little to my father. Dad called me up and he said, I just had some of your bread, tasted some good. But I tell you what it's good for. If you ever need to jack up your car. Perfect. Anyway, it didn't. Mom said I punched it down too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
you're a little violent with it.
Yeah, I was a little violent with the bread. I haven't tried. That was a couple of years ago. I haven't tried since. Anyway, if you got a recipe for good homemade bread,
big time. Or if you want to send us some bread, we'll gladly accept it at this entrance.
Send us some bread.
Yeah, send us some bread. This entrance meant the address.
Yeah. Facebook is a good way to contact us if you got any foolishness for us.
Okay. I want to talk about, before we get off bread, I want to talk about triangle sandwiches. When you cut those sandwiches into fours, I can eat 1,000 of them. And whether like I said, one of my students one time said, "Sir, do you ever hear the rims?" I said, "What do you mean rims? Right? I heard of rims before, car, whatever, and tires." No, rims of the bread. I said, "No, never heard of it." And like baker's fog, never heard of that. But he said rims. I said one of the things was, he said where they call it the crust. Where do they come from?
I've always heard it called crust.
Yeah, but I heard rims, and it was hilarious. And then, of course, you picture it then when a kid goes and takes all the white bread out of the middle and whatever. But when you cut it into triangles, look out. I'm going nuts with it. I
know what you mean. And
love it.
If you make ham sandwich, cut in triangles,
And when you cut in triangle, you could have just one slice of cheese. You know the ones? Yeah. You just got, that's your sandwich. One slice of ham with a little bit of mayo, or one slice of cheese, or... even nothing. You ever have, sometimes they put them in there like the Phantom ones. It's just got the mayonnaise only.
No, I haven't seen that.
Even that.
That's poverty.
I'll eat it. When you cut it,
that's poverty.
It must trick the brain, and if you've got any neuroscientists or anything watching, it must trick the brain into wanting to eat more. Some of it lack.
You're in her.
Must hit the lack.
You're pretty hungry.
I'll be having one today.
But listen, but I got to tell you, I can't. I take great offense.
Okay.
If anybody cuts the crust off homemade bread,
sacrilege.
Not good enough.
Can't do it.
Not good enough.
No, give it to somebody.
I'll hunt you down. If you throw away the crust.
If you throw it away and I'm in a near vicinity, by the time you put the top on the garbage, I got my foot on the trigger and keep it up, and hopefully there's nothing there, but I'll be eating those rims. Big time. I
agree. There's a 5-second rule when something falls on the floor. What's the rule in the garbage?
It's
got to be smaller.
Hopefully you got a bit of plastic. You just took off something, and that's the last thing in there. So she's pristine. I don't know. Hard to say. Depends on how hungry I am.
Don't be cutting the crust off homemade bread.
Just don't do it.
Baker's fog. Okay, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But homemade bread.
Homemade bread. Eat the crust.
Mother will crack you right.
Or give it to somebody. Right. Give it to charity.